they're not waiting. That's the first thing I need you to know. And I need you to know it before anything else, because the image most of us carry, the one of them sitting somewhere, patient, watching a door, counting the days until we arrive, that image, as comforting as it is, misses something important about who they actually were and who they are now. They're not waiting, they're experiencing. And what they're experiencing is something so far outside the vocabulary of loss and absence and grief that the word waiting doesn't even belong in the same conversation. Let me tell you what I actually think is happening. Let me tell you what I believe they see now. And I think by the end of this, the way you hold their memory, the way you think about where they are, is going to feel different. Not smaller, larger, much larger. To understand what they might be experiencing now, you have to first understand how limited their experience was here. And I mean that in the most loving way possible. They loved this life. They loved you inside this life with a completeness that still takes my breath away when I think about it. But the life they lived here was filtered through a body with real constraints. Pain that accumulated quietly before you even knew it was there. Senses that dulled with age. Joints that made the morning harder than it used to be. A body that was, toward the end, working very hard just to stay present for you. We get so focused on what we lost that we sometimes forget what they were released from. Not from us, never from us. I don't believe the bond works that way. But from the weight of a physical existence that had become, in those final days or weeks or months, genuinely difficult to carry. What if the first thing they felt on the other side of that was relief? Not the absence of love, the presence of everything the body was blocking. Lightness, fullness, a kind of perception that the limitations of their physical form never allowed for. I think about that and something in me settles. Here's what I find myself returning to when I try to imagine what they see now. They see without the filter of need. Every experience they had here, every moment of joy, every afternoon of sunlight, every time they pressed against you, was filtered through hunger and thirst and fatigue and the constant low hum of physical requirements that even the happiest animal carries. The body is always wanting something, always managing something. Even in their most peaceful moments, there was a body underneath the peace, quietly running its maintenance. That's gone now. Whatever form they exist in, and I believe they exist in some form, I hold that with real faith, it isn't dragging the weight of physical need through every moment. The perception is cleaner, the experience is unobstructed. And if that's true, if what they see now is unfiltered, then what they see of you is something you've probably never fully considered. They see the love, all of it. Not the version of it you were able to express on any given day, which was always limited by how tired you were, how distracted, how caught inside your own interior weather. They see the love underneath the expression, the full, unedited, accumulated love that existed even on the days it didn't show up perfectly, even on the days you were short with them, or absent, or too wrapped up in your own life to give them the attention you wish you had. They see what you meant, not just what you managed, and what you meant was always more than what you managed always. I think that's one of the things God does with love when it crosses over, clarifies it, removes the static. The love you had for your pet, which was real and specific and profound even when it was imperfectly expressed, I believe it arrives on the other side of that crossing without the imperfections. Just the substance of it, just the truth of it. And the truth of it was always good. They also see, and this is the part that I think matters most for where you are right now, they see that you're okay, or they see that you're working toward okay, which from where they are, I think, looks like the same thing. One of the things we carry in grief is this strange, guilty feeling of being seen in our worst moments. Like wherever they are, they're watching us fall apart and worrying. Like the crying, the replaying, the days that go sideways without warning, like all of that is something they're witnessing and being troubled by. I don't believe that's how it works. I think what they see, looking at you now, is the love. The same love that built everything you had together. Still moving, still generating, still looking for where to go. The grief isn't what they see, the love underneath it is. And the love underneath your grief is enormous. It always was. There's a version of the afterlife that a lot of us grew up with that is honestly a little static, a place where things are good but not much is happening, waiting, resting, existing in a kind of pleasant suspension until something else begins. I've never found that image particularly satisfying, and I don't think it's what Scripture actually points toward either. What I find in the text, and in the tradition, and in the deepest instincts of people who've thought seriously about this, is something far more dynamic. Restoration, fullness. A return to what things were always meant to be, before the weight of a broken world pressed down on them. If that's true for people, I see no reason it wouldn't be true for the animals God placed in our lives and wove into our hearts so completely. A pet that mattered enough to change you, to teach you about patience, about presence, about the particular grace of being loved without condition. That's not an accident. That's not a relationship God would build and then simply end. I believe it continues. I believe they're more fully themselves now than they ever got to be inside the limitations of their physical life. And I believe that fullness includes somehow the love that was built between you. That's not wishful thinking. That's faith. And faith in the middle of grief is sometimes the only floor you can find. I've stood on it in the dark, it holds. What does it actually look like, the thing they see now? I want to try to describe it, even knowing language isn't built for this. I think they see color where there was gray. I think they experience sensation without the undercurrent of pain that physical existence always carries. I think they run, not because they need to get somewhere, but because running itself is joy, and they can feel that completely now without a body that resists or aches or tires. I think they know things they couldn't know here, not as abstract information, but as experience. The way music might feel if you could live inside it instead of just hearing it from the outside. And I think in the middle of all of that, in the middle of whatever fullness they're living inside now, there is still something oriented toward you. Not in grief, not in longing, not in the way we experience missing someone, but in the way that real love, when it's freed from the limitations of physical form, simply remains, present, continuous, yours. They haven't forgotten you. Love like that doesn't forget. It just gets bigger than the container it was in. I want to be honest with you about something, about why I think this particular topic matters beyond the comfort of it. The image you carry of where they are shapes how you grieve. If you're imagining them somewhere dim and waiting, if the picture in your head is one of patient, quiet absence, then your grief has a specific weight to it, a responsibility, like you're the only one who can complete something, and until you arrive, they're just suspended. But if the picture shifts, if what you carry is an image of them fully alive, fully themselves, fully experiencing something your current eyes can't see, but your faith can reach toward, the grief doesn't disappear, but its texture changes. It becomes less like holding something frozen in place and more like being temporarily separated from something that is very much still in motion, still alive, still yours, just somewhere you haven't arrived yet. That shift matters, not as denial, as orientation, as a way of holding loss that doesn't require you to believe love ends just because presence does. There are things we don't get to know yet. I want to say that plainly, because I think honesty inside this conversation matters more than false certainty. Nobody living has full clarity on what the other side looks like, what it feels like, what the experience of an animal crossing into it actually is. Anyone who tells you they know exactly is offering you belief dressed as knowledge, and you deserve to know the difference. What I have is faith, and faith isn't certainty. It's the decision to trust in the direction of love, rather than in the direction of endings. It's choosing to believe that a God who made them, who gave them to you, who watched the whole of what you built together, did not design that love to simply stop. It's standing in the not knowing and deciding that the love was real enough to be worth trusting forward into the dark. That's where I stand. You don't have to stand there with me. But if you're looking for somewhere to put your feet when the ground feels uncertain, I've found it holds. I don't want to close this one neatly, because I think you came here with a question that doesn't have a neat answer, and pretending otherwise wouldn't be honest. What your pet sees now, I believe it's light. I believe it's freedom. I believe it's the fullest version of everything they were only partially able to be here. And I believe, somewhere inside all of that, there is still something that knows your name, not in the way that needs you to complete it, in the way that loves you from a place you can't fully reach yet, but that you will recognize immediately when you do. The grief you're carrying is real. The missing is real. And it's allowed to stay for as long as it stays. There's no timeline on love, and there's no timeline on missing what love looked like when it was right in front of you every single day. But underneath the missing, if you get quiet enough to feel it, there's something else. Something that doesn't quite feel like absence, something that feels, if you're honest about it, a little like presence. Maybe that's exactly what it is.